Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What you see here is the final product after I use the Revlon One Step Dryer and Styler, and today I'm going to show you how I did that and my first impressions. So this you see here is actually my natural hair. It's wavy, curly-ish, I guess, and this is just before I went in to give it a wash. So this is freshly washed hair right here. I normally use like argan oil or something, but today I'm going to use a tiny bit of coconut oil on my ends. They are very dry and brittle, and I do have a lot of split ends, so just to have those hydrated. And here we have it. So this is the actual styler. I wanted to do this video specifically because I haven't really seen too many reviews on YouTube that works with the Revlon One Step Dryer and Styler on super long hair. Anyway, so it's got the settings there. I think it's off, cool, and then low and high. I'm just gonna split my hair, put the rest up with a crocodile clip, and just go at it really. I just took like small little sections and chunks, and yeah, just gonna have at it, just going kind of like under and out with the styler. And really, I don't go too slow until later on. As I'm working in the beginning, I'm really just going through the strand quickly to get it as dry as possible. And then I go slower. Once I have the moisture out of it, I start going slower to actually get it to pull and style. But here I go with the second section, and it's actually looking pretty good. I like the way that it handles my hair. It works, it definitely works. So I'm just finishing off the topmost layer of the first half here. My arms get really tired because I have very long hair, as you can see, so. And now we're on to the second half here. Honestly, my hair is just so ridiculously long. It's just really difficult to deal with. So actually what I noticed here is that my roots were still wet and damp. So that's definitely something to consider. It's looking good here. What I really wanted to highlight was that I have a lot of split ends, and they're very dry and brittle, like I said in the beginning, and you actually can't see them in this. This really did a good job on making my hair look really healthy and smooth. Got a little bit of a top knot going here. It's really the last section that I have to do for the final product. So I'm working with the topmost layer of the second half of my hair right now. And you'll notice right here, I actually hurt myself. The pink tops of the bristles are very hot, and I think they get extremely hot, especially when you're working with dense long hair like mine, because the actual equipment, the styler itself, has been running for so long that it does overheat. So that's definitely something to consider. And here you can see Exhibit A is my extremely long hair. They say to take the crown of your head, the hair on the crown of your head, and pull it upwards to give it more volume whenever you're styling. But that's definitely something difficult to do with my hair because it's really long. So. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. What I'm actually going to do is go to the cool setting, like they always say to go to the cool setting, and then just kind of lock in the style. What I found is that, like I said, because my hair is so long and so dense, the device was running for a very long time, and it actually took really long to go to the cool air setting. Like, it retains so much heat. And here's the final product, and honestly, I've always wanted to do this. It's literally like a shampoo commercial. I've always wanted to have my hair freshly styled, freshly washed and styled, and in slow motion, you know. So this is definitely a moment. Okay. Wow. It took, okay, really quickly, first impressions. It took a really long time, but I don't think that's actually the one-step styler's problem. I think I just have a lot of hair. Clearly, like you saw me like pulling it all the way up here and all the way up here. It's just really long. So in general, if I'm trying to style my hair, which is why most of the time I leave it natural, like you saw in the beginning of this video, so I do like to leave it natural just because doing anything to it takes way too long. Like, first and foremost, this thing was sold out all across the GTA. The GTA, for those of you who don't live here, is the Greater Toronto area. We called everywhere. Finally, I found it at this Walmart at Ajax, and we hadn't even called. We just like walked in and like it was on the shelf, and I was like, oh my god, like I called everywhere. It was sold out and back order. So I was like, what is the hype with all this? Anyways, number one. Number two, again, it took a really long time, but I think that's just my hair. It just takes a long time to do anything to it. I do think though that if I let my hair air dry, like I come out of the shower and like I just do my own thing and let it air dry, and then when it's air dried I flat iron it, it actually takes very little time for me to flat iron my hair. So in that retrospect, would I rather flat iron my hair instead of standing here and taking all this heat in my face? Yes, I would, which is probably why I'm not going to get to do this very often. But I will agree that the end look is a little bit different. Like, there is more volume to this hair. Like, it's straight, but there is more volume to it, which is something that I don't get with a flat iron. Is it a lot easier than to take a rolling brush and a hair dryer? Like, be working two hands at the same time? 100%. If you're someone who does that, then if you're like a rolling brush and a hair dryer kind of person, then like drop those things and opt out of that and just like do this, because this is essentially the same thing. So I would definitely do this over that, but I would also flat iron over this just because of like the time another thing is these pink bristles get really, really hot. So you have to be very careful. If you're someone who has curlier hair than I do, my roots are generally like straight-ish. A little bit of work will tame it. So I didn't have to get really close, but if you're someone who has really, really tight curls, you're gonna have to get really close to your scalp with this. If you get that close to your scalp with this, it's gonna burn you, because it burnt me here. It's like really, really hot. The other thing is, because it is so hot, it works like any other styling equipment where if you have dense hair like I do and you run it through, you need to air it out with your fingertips a little before you run your fingers through it, because it's really, really hot in there. My hair retains the heat, and the amount of air that it's pushing in between all your hairs, it kind of just gets trapped in there unless you let it air out like this and then run your fingers through it, because it does get really hot. It's just like when you do it with a flat iron. You flat iron your hair. If you try to run your fingers through it right away, you're gonna burn yourself. Well, you're not gonna actually burn yourself, but it feels like you're burning yourself. Is it worth it? Like the money that I paid, I think I paid about $64 before taxes on this. I'd say so. I'd say so. Instead of like, I don't know, I like this better than the conventional blow dryer and rolling brush. So definitely,
it does go for a lot cheaper than like a high-end flat iron, I'd say. Flat irons, like if I walk into Sally's here in Canada, it's like flat irons are like freaking like 100 and up, like a good one if you're looking for, and 60 something bucks for that, for something that essentially does the same thing but actually gives you a little more volume than a flat iron does. I do this. All in all, I love it. It's great, but I would not do it on a regular basis. Number one, because I don't like treating my hair with a lot of heat on a regular basis, and number two, just because it takes way too long, and number three, I actually really like my natural hair, so I just air dry it. But that's that, and that's a wrap.
There you go, guys. That's my take on the Revlon One Step Dryer and Styler. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and if it helped you, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, let me know in the comments below whether you'd like to see more hair videos and hairstyling videos, especially considering that there is a little bit of a lack of super long hair videos on YouTube. Let me know, give me any suggestions and what you'd like to see in upcoming videos. And as always, thank you for watching.